Hi everyone, it's Kristen Redman, and today we're going to be talking about what the planets have in store for the week of February 19th through the 25th. And so one of the things that's happening this week, we are under this energy of things coming to a head, right? Because we're going into a full moon that happens on Saturday the 24th. Now, not only are full moons a time when energies are at their height, right? This is when emotions are at their highest, because really when you look at it, the sun and the moon are in opposition of one another. And so what ends up happening is that the sun illuminates every single crack and crevice on that moon. The moon represents all the things that are hidden. So that's why at the time of a full moon, things really start to come to light, no pun intended. But things that are hidden usually come to the surface. And now what makes this full moon a little bit different, and it carries that energy throughout the week, is that it's the last full moon of the astrological year. I know New Year's Eve is, or New Year's Day is when the actual calendar year starts, but in the world of astrology, our new year starts when the spring equinox hits, right? That's when our new year is. So this is the very last full moon that we have. And with that, full moons are a time for releasing. So this is a full moon that I think it's bringing things to the surface that we need to really let go of, that sludge that we need to leave behind in 23. And I'm looking at it more than just the sludge of 2023. I'm looking at it as, here we are, we're going into a new eclipse cycle. And the eclipses are what bring in the new energy. And so we are wrapping up in 23. We wrapped up the end of the Taurus and Scorpio eclipses. Those were the ones that were saying, what do you want your physical, tangible life to look like? That's what Taurus is. And what do you need to let go of, Scorpio, in order to move forward, right? Move into that, creating the life that you want. But with that, these eclipses that have happened since 2021 and they ended last year in 23, they really dredged up a lot of, speaking of sludge, they really did. And these are the things that are, outdated belief systems, limiting beliefs, traumas from the past that hold us back, worry and fears that hold us back from moving forward. Those are the things that Scorpio deal with, the darker areas that we kind of usually want to run away from. Those things came to light under these eclipses. And we had the chance to really face them and let them go, right? We have that opportunity to rewrite our story. And that's really what Scorpio teaches. What do we have to let go of to create this new story? So here we are in this last full moon of the year. I'm wrapping in that eclipse cycle since 2021 as well too. What things are you ready to let go of? And I think that this week is bringing up energies in a lot of different ways as well too, right? Because we also have Mars and Venus aligning. This happens once a year, of course, that's not anything new, but this is the first time that Mars, the planet of action, and Venus, the planet of love and money and harmony and balance, have aligned with Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. I mean, it's happened before in the past, but the last time was like 1777, you know what I mean? So it's been a hot minute since it's happened. It's the first time it's happened for all of us, right? And when I say that, let's put them all together, right? This happens on Wednesday. And so what we have is increased energies, I think, right? Because we have all of this energy happening in the sign of Aquarius. Pluto moving into Aquarius is a big thing. We've talked about that a lot, but we're going to talk about it pretty much all year because it's the major thing that's making a huge impact on us, because it is a 250-year cycle. And when we have something like this that happens, it does set the tone for the entire year. We have the planet of transformation, which is Pluto, moving into the sign of shift and change, which is Aquarius. It's about starting new and starting from an authentic area, right? So when we have the feminine planet of Venus and the male planet of Mars aligning with that energy of transformation, not only is Mars giving us the push to really get this going, but Venus also has us looking from a standpoint of going within and thinking, what is it that I do want to have changed, right? Where do I need harmony and balance in my life? And so I see that energy on Wednesday kind of culminating. Not only is it having us kind of looking at what it is we want, it's also saying, what action steps do we need to take in order to make this happen? Combine that with the energy of that full moon, and you can see where it can be actually a pivotal week for making change and transformation, especially if these are things that you've already started to put into motion. You may see that this is a week where things actually start to move forward. Another thing too is just having that energy of Venus and Mars aligning together. It really puts an emphasis on our relationships and how authentic they are to us. Are these relationships that you actually want to be in? When I say that, this is of course romantic relationships, but also friendships, work partnerships, business partnerships. When it goes through this lens of Aquarius, it has us looking to see how true are we being in these relationships, and do they fit with who we are, right? What needs to change? That's what that full moon is adding to it as well too. So definitely that energy goes into it. Now, another thing that we have happening this week is Mercury, the planet of the mind and communication, is moving into the sign of Pisces. Now, when this happens every year, we start to think outside of the box, because Pisces is the sign that deals with creativity. So when you have the planet of conscious mind moving into the sign that deals with dreamy energy and, creativity, we find creative solutions to these issues, especially if they're issues that are revolving around this full moon energy that's coming to a head, asking us what needs to be let go of and left behind in the past so we can move to the future. Maybe sometimes that requires some creative solutions, right? And that type of energy with Mercury moving into Pisces is going to give us that incentive. Also, like I said, it's the sign that deals with dreams. You may find that in the next 3 weeks, as Mercury transits through there, remember, Mercury is conscious mindset, and it's moving through the unconscious mindset sign of Pisces. So this is something where you may find yourself daydreaming a lot. Maybe you're dreaming about what this change you want is to happen, and that's okay, right? The more that we dream, the more that we put ourselves in the feeling of what it is that we want. And I guarantee you know how it works with manifesting. It's not just about the thoughts that we have. It's about actually feeling and believing that we have that, and then we magnetically attract it, right? So having Mercury going through Pisces is going to help us with that as well too, and getting in touch with what our feelings truly are. Pisces is a water sign, so it's about our emotions and what we are feeling. It's one of the deepest feeling signs of the zodiac. So when you have that planet of the conscious mind going through there, it has us looking to what our emotions are telling us. So, of course, when you couple that with a full moon happening, emotions are high anyway. But I think what ends up happening, right, especially because we have so much happening in Aquarius, which is a very detached sign. It's an air-based sign, so it's very conscious and looking objectively, and it wants to analyze. When we have this energy where these emotions are running high, we tend to run away from them when there's a lot of Aquarius. But what this energy is asking us to do is look at the intel of what these emotions are telling us. Are they repetitive feelings that you have? What are they saying to us? There's a lot of gold that we can sift out of what our feelings tell us if we actually sit with them and feel them and let them process. So that's another thing too with having Mercury, especially as we go into this full moon. This is the Virgo full moon, right? This is going to be happening on Saturday, the 24th. Like I said, this is the first full moon that we've had. This is going to be the last one of the year. This is where we really look at the Virgo type of energies as well too, not just the things I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but also the things that are going to be happening with Virgo, which is health. It deals with the mind, body, spirit connection. The sun is shining light in Pisces, remember, and it's illuminating. This is our subconscious mind. It's illuminating what's happening in our conscious reality, and that's Virgo. Where are those cracks in how you take care of your physical body? Where are the cracks in that connection between the mind, body, and spirit? I think the full moon will bring that to light for a lot of people in this time frame. So if you've definitely been starting to think of, I want to make some changes, right? We've all been thinking of that anyway with this energy, but maybe there are changes to the habits that you have, especially if they're unhealthy habits, right? Virgo deals with our habits and that sixth house that it inhabitates. So when we have this full moon come up, it has us kind of looking at our day-to-day operational systems, right? And how we address them. So maybe this full moon is going to bring to light where maybe there's some things that can be let go of. Maybe some things you want to take on. Maybe you want to start walking every morning or drinking more water. This is something where we can make those attainable goals possible. So that's something to look at with the energy of this full moon as well too, and listening to the wisdom of what our mind, body, and spirit and our emotions have to say. So that's really everything that's happening this week. Just be sure to release what you need to in the energy of the full moon, because it's a water sign. That's a great time to really immerse yourself in water, whether you live on a body of water or maybe it's taking a salt bath. Imagine what it is you need to release and that you're letting that go into the water. I always like to think too in when I'm taking a bath, and if I'm doing the salt draws out all that negativity, and I like to have that visual of seeing that going down the drain. Those are those energies I want to release. Those are maybe those outdated belief systems and limiting beliefs and all those things that have surfaced since 21. Imagine letting that go, right? In that tub. Seeing that, adios, right? And I'm ready to bring in new. Another thing too with this full moon, also keep that in mind, a little caveat here. I'm not leaving you this here. We got a little bit more. Virgo also deals with the work that we do, right? It tells us what we do day to day to make our money. So maybe you'll be finding in this week too that work issues come to light. Maybe that's where you want to see the changes. Maybe you want to start doing something different. Having Venus going through Aquarius is, on the other side of it, it deals with money. It's not just love, it's also money. And it's going through that freedom-seeking sign of Aquarius. So it's asking us, we want to have a little bit more financial freedom. What is it that you want to do that's more authentic to you to make your money, right? Maybe that's something that comes to light in this full moon as well, too. Just listen to what is coming up, right? Just pay attention to what's coming up and know that whatever repetitive messages that you're having, whatever dreams that you're having, there is some intel that comes with that. So listen to what it has to say and focus on purging whatever those habits are that are slowing your physical body down, that are slowing you down, and letting them go. This is the most positive time frame to do it, is in the time of the full moon, and give it a shot. See what happens. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week.